Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday and I know typically Saturdays we do a color along and chat and that fun stuff. But I had a really large set of colored pencils come in and I have gone through and done the swatch as well as a bit of the startup review of it. But today I want to color with them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to compare them to the other Brutfuners that I already own, and we're going to see how they stand up. We're also going to take a look at the composition of the barrels and that sort of thing, measure out the leads and all that fun stuff. So hello everybody, Dee Dee, NYCA, DJ, Pickwick. Hello, everybody. I hope you are all having a fantastic Saturday. So these are the pencils I have chosen to color with today. I didn't want to go through and pick all the colors from 3 different sets of pencils, especially large sets like this, during the stream. So I have gone through and I have picked them all out. We're going to be coloring this one, this one, this one, and this one. This one we're doing with the new pencils. This one we're doing with the old round barrel pencils. No, this one we're doing with the the old round barrel pencils. And this one we're doing with the square barrels. I should have wrote it down. And this one we're going to use all of them, all 3 together, and see if they combine well together. So, absolutely, let's play. So I have, oh, Caroline, great, thank you. So Caroline and everybody else, as you all know, we have a couple of different things going on the channel. One of which is our giveaway. We had a treasure hunt go on, and I've lost the books. There they are. And today during the stream, we will be giving away 2 of the Nature's Magic adult coloring book from Robin, featured the arts of Robin Balefield. These are, hi Katrina, these are a Salem, Oregon artist. She is based out of Salem, Oregon, and out of a cute little quaint little shop here in Salem. And of course, I will try to post the information on how to get one of these books if you don't win it. So I will post that on the About section after the stream. So I will be giving away 2 of these. I have everybody's name in an auto name picker. So we will be doing that. I will show you as soon as I can get my, so I've got the auto, oh, I'll switch it over to this one. Maybe it will, no, crud. I'm trying to, is there any way that you can turn down the light of your phone? Let's see. Let's see if I can turn down the light. I don't know how to do that. I don't usually do this. But I've got all the names in the auto picker. So if you can see them. So if my hand gets in the way, you can see some of the names. If I can figure out how to turn down the light, the backlight of my phone, that would probably help. just one moment. Well, before I do it, I'll holler for Bob and he can come out and help me with that. But I'll go through and I will do the auto picker. I will show you the name that won and all that fun stuff. Another thing that has happened on the channel that is very new because it just happened this morning, we hit 1,225 subscribers to the channel. Woo! I'm so excited. No, the 520s are a round barrel, but they are the same chord width as the square barrels. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Shell. Hi, Della. Della. It's all Tammy's fault. She's the one that makes me want to do that every time I see your name now. But these are the square barrels here. So I'm going to do a comparison for those that just came in between the new pencils, which are here, the square barrels, which are here, and the old set, which are here. Thank you. Thank you all very much for subscribing and for being a part of this journey with me. I really do appreciate it. Hi, Stephanie. So, let's get to coloring here. So those are all the different things that I was making sure that I told you about. Oh, one other thing that I need to remind you all about. If you want to purchase a color pocket, the color pocket discount code expires tomorrow. So if you have not already bought your color pocket and you want to buy one or some decks or anything like that off of the color pocket website, the discount code that Delane was so wonderful to give us does expire tomorrow. So that is corner 10 is the discount code. And of course it is on the special Sunday video with Delane and Lisa. So if you do want to purchase anything from the website itself, make sure that you pick up that discount code and try to get it done today before the discount code expires. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, last thing. Honest. I went to Amazon and put the link up in the chat there and pinned it to the top of the chat for the 520 set of pencils. I also noticed they are currently unavailable. So I don't know if when they're going to get them in stock or if they're going to get them back in stock, but they are currently unavailable. However, the link is there if you want to go and look at them. All right, I think that's it. I think. Okay. So did I miss anybody? Hi, Stephanie. So the reason why I wanted to do the rest of this live was to answer any questions that you may have, of course, in the comparison as well as in the pencils themselves. As you may have noticed while I was doing the swatching and while I was going through the pencils yesterday on the first part of this wonderful 520 Brutfuner colored pencils. Thank you, Valerie, and hello. Welcome. So, as you may have known, may have seen, there does seem to be a lot of repetition in the colors. However, it is a lot of different tones, hues, and all that fun stuff. So they're not exactly the same. And I came to a conclusion yesterday, and I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to put a graduation of gradients in each set. So it goes from here to here, from a light to a dark, from a light to a dark, all the way through the entire set. So when you have them all swatched out like this, it makes a lot more sense. Another reason why I swatch my pencils, not only is the color always different from what's on the barrel, um, but sometimes they put little tricks in there. So sometimes they put those little tricks in there where you only see it once it's all swatched out. So that's one more thing that I really thought was cool about this set. Another thing is I did notice that there are some pencils. Hi, Neri. That are some pencils that are a little bit bent. Not horribly, but a little bit. And I have thought about it and my suspicions. This is just my thoughts. I have no proof of this whatsoever. It's just my logical brain saying, hey, what if? So, as we know, these are done in a manufacturing facility. Manufacturing facilities are not going to have one person individually putting all of these pencils into these little grooves. What they're going to do is they're going to have a machine spit them all out. Another machine comes over and goes clamp and pushes down really hard on them all to get them into these grooves. I'm wondering if the pressure from that machine and the heat from the machine has warped the pencils just slightly, because when they're in their packaging, they don't look bent at all. It's not until you pop them out that you notice a small curvature. And I noticed it's right across either the center or the butt. It's not in the middle, it's not at the tip. It's in these areas here where that pressure is going to be put on them to get them into the packaging. This is just my thoughts on it. This is not something that I have researched. I have not gone to the facility and made sure that that's the problem. This is just, my logical brain thinking. So I'm wondering if having them locking into these trays isn't all the best thing. And taking them out of the trays, now that they're in there and they've been warped just slightly, if taking them out of the trays will put them back into straight, or leaving them in the trays will keep them straight. So those are just my thoughts, and I will let you know if I find any that are bending more. I don't think I will, because my house is not that all that warm with the air conditioner going. But my thought was there wood warps when it's warm, especially under pressure. And once you put any amount of pressure on a piece of wood, it's going to conform to that pressure. Since there's no broken ones, I'm wondering if that pressure has warped them just slightly enough that it's noticeable. This is just my logical brain thinking. Like I said, I have no proof of this. It's just what I have scenarioized in my brain on why they could possibly be warped that way. So, enough of my brain. I've scared you all now. Of course, I want to welcome everybody that has come in while I was ranting about my brain. Thank you so much, Della. Yeah, it sounds logical. It may not be anything close to what happens, but I've worked in factories. I know how some of them work. I've not worked in this factory or, any international type of factories, so I don't know what their processes are. But I noticed that a lot of pencils that are just placed in their trays don't get warped. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a trade-off. It's in a nice, wonderful tray that you can turn upside down and not have them all fall out, or it's in a loose tray and not under pressure, and they all fall out. So, hi Yvonne. I am great, thank you. So let's take a look at the barrels. So as you can see, they are a bit bigger than the old barrels. So they are thicker. The core is thicker. So the core on the original Brutfuners that I bought about 4 years ago is a 3 point, I think it was a 3.2, basically a 3-point core. These ones are a 3.6. My husband measured them for me last night. And I'm just trying to find the little thingy. Oh, there it is. 3.2 on the old ones. The new ones are a 3.6, and the squares are 3.5. So they're all different. I think these two are in the range that they're supposed to be, and with, possible error, they're supposed to be a 3.8. So they're in the range that they're supposed to be. Same with these ones. They're about 2 millimeters or 0.2 millimeters bigger than they actually say on their description. They say they're a 3. So they have kept the cores in line with what they say they're supposed to be. If you look at the new Brutfuners, I'm going to put you on the close-up. Let's make sure I'm in screen there. The Brutfuner down here, the way it's spelt, the font, everything else is exactly the same. Let's find one that isn't the same color as the font. Is exactly the same as it is on the square barrel. So that font is the same. Now on the old ones, the font is the same. Of course, the lettering is larger. So they've changed the lettering and the size of the lettering, not the font of the lettering, since I purchased my originals. Hi Lisa. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. And I want to thank each and every one of you that has joined in the treasure hunt. I hope you had some fun with it. I wanted it to encourage people to look at other YouTubers, as well as just have a bit of fun. Sometimes these giveaways of, okay, I'm going to roll for a number now, can be boring, and I don't like being boring. So this one here, I have chosen to use the new Brutfuners on. So I've got a selection of colors here. So I've got some reds, some blues, some yellows, and that sort of coloring for the tint here. I have pre-sharpened them all. Let's take the blue from I've got the wrong ones in there. I switched them up. There we go. So I have sharpened them. They all sharpened beautifully without any problems at all. Oh, good. Found me. Hi, Mom. Say hi to Dad. Everybody, Ains Lecky is my stepmother. So if everybody wants to say hello to Ains and hello to my dad, he is probably watching in the background. So they are laying down very, very smoothly, which is fantastic. And I'm just putting the first layers down here for the dark. These are an oil-based pencil, so they should blend together very nicely. Oh, and I shouldn't have done that. Oops. So we're going to see how well they erase now. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that everybody liked that. So I'm going to grab my eraser and we're going to see how well these erase because I put red where I wanted blue. How's everybody feeling out there, Ainsley? So with the mono, it erases quite well. There's still a bit of a pink shadow there. So now I'm going to use my electric eraser and see if we can eliminate that pink shadow. Okay, so it does erase quite well, about as well as any other colored pencils. Ainsley is my stepmom. So she's not the one that I talk about that colors all the time. That's my mum. She still wins though. So I'm just putting in the darkest of the dark colors down here at the bottom. And then we're going to take the lighter pinky color that I've chosen for the center. And then we're going to take that darker red again. Dad's in the village. I'm glad that you're getting better. Everything is opened up out here, so hopefully things don't spread horribly fast. Yeah, spell checker will do that to you. Thank you, Yvonne. Absolutely make sure that you hit that like button. It does tell the algorithm that I'm cool and people should watch me. It lies all the time. Alright, so we've got a red stripe down here, and then I'm going to do a blue stripe. So I'm going to put in the dark color. And I should have copied this on the cardstock so that you could see the white, but I didn't think about it. I'm using, this is a piece off of Joanna Basford's cover. I took it off. Okay, so I'm just putting in that dark blue. And like I said, they are going down very nicely. I'm using two very dark colors here, and there's not a scratch in sight, which is great. I'm going to put in some medium blue. Go right into that dark blue with it. Drag it out. I don't know about beautiful, but my husband thinks so, so that's good enough. And then I'm just going to take this really, really light one here and just blend them all together. I keep on forgetting that these have names on them. The joys of a new set of pencils. Alright, so this one here that I've used to put that highlight in and blend those together is called Morning Mist. And it's a very, 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 very pale blue, as you can see with the core. It's almost a white. Yeah, exactly. I love the minis for tryouts too. I just think they're fantastic. All right, so we've got the blue, we've got the red, and the next one is going to be whites. But like I said, you're not going to see the white, so I'll use brilliant white on there. They're not very dusty, but every once in a while, if you press too hard, and I have a tendency to with whites, it will crumble a little bit. They are a lot softer than the original Brutfuners. They're really close to the same softness as the squares. So now we're going to go back into our red mixture, and we're just going to go into here. And hopefully you guys can all see it. My hand's not in your way. Then we're going to take our medium red and just work down from it. So the first red I've used is Red Dahlia, of course, and Flame Scarlet is the second red. And then the third red is Tea Berry, which is almost a pinky red, but it gives you that really light red color in the center. And I'm using the tea berry to blend everything together into one. Now on the blues, we've got Capri, Salou, and Angel Blue are the colors that we're using for the blues. So we're going to start with Salou, Salut, which is the French word for hello. This is slang French word for hello, I do believe. It's what I was taught in school anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about using the stamp page, but I always second guess and triple guess, and with these just being 3 sets, I didn't want to do this one because there's not a lot of color variation in it. And it's not a lot of the colors that we would be using on a continual type of basis. So, and this one here, and then I'm going to blend it with this really pale blue there. Hi Marilyn, you can lurk away. And then we're going to put the white in. So as you can probably see, I'm going for a 4th of July theme here. Because, yeah, tomorrow's the 4th of July. They're a little bit harder, but not quite. Not really hard. These ones here, the originals, are much harder than these ones. They're very smooth. But they feel like they have close to the same composition as the squares. I put the wrong one in first. That's fine. I just added after. My hand's probably in everybody's way. So I'm just going to color the tent and, all of its little fiddly bits. And then this one. And then maybe afterwards, if we still have time, I'll do the skies and whatnot. Okay, so there's our reds. So we've used 3 different reds, 4 different blues, and some white so far. And I'm going to put blues in this part. Yeah, I was expecting them to be on the harder side as well. I was actually really surprised that they were as soft and smooth as they are. I was really surprised there wasn't any scratch whatsoever in the metallics. That really shocked me. So, um, another thing that I was going to tell you guys about, because why not? Um, for all of you wonderful people that have joined my membership, um, the unicorns, the fairies, the mermaids, I am going to be having a coloring contest, well, not contest, but a color and chat uh, with you guys in the next, I think next weekend is the day that we decided that that was going to be happening. So make sure that you save the date. I will be publishing it probably tomorrow. I'm going to go through a couple of different things for members only. So if you want to join the membership, of course, there's a big old join button there. You can join that way as well. So this top part here, I'm just going to blend that blue and the red together. Just to make it look cool. The metallic and the neon set actually, I find that they're a little bit softer than the original ones, but they are quite vibrant, and we'll play with those a little bit here as well on some of the backgrounds, I think. I'll have to move things around, but what color was I using? Oh yeah. And I'm going to grab this pinky red here and just bring those together. But yeah, I was really surprised with the lack of scratch in those metallics though, because metallics are usually pretty scratchy. Hi Bobby, you're never late. You always arrive precisely when you meant to. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy the Brutfuner squares. So now we're going to just repeat the process all over again. We're going to take our red dahlia and we're going to start down here in the corner. And because this part here is in the shadow area of the edge of the tent, we're going to make sure that it stays pretty dark. There we go. Now we're going to go with our blues. Our blue. So we've used the red dahlia, the flame scarlet, and the tea berry in our red areas. In our blue areas, we're using capri, um, angel blue, morning mist, and salute. And of course, in the white, we're using white. Well, actually, we're using brilliant white. Because, yeah, I can't say just white in a 520 pencil set because there's 3 of them. And we're just going to put in our blues. Alright. So as you can see, they're going down quite nicely. I haven't had to use a blender. I have only been blending with the pencils. So if you want to see me use a blender on them, I can definitely do that. But I'm finding that they are blending together just perfectly with just the pencils. So, all right, Barb, I will let you know if you are drawn for the giveaway. So I will let you know. All right, and then we're going to use the white. And hello, and have a good barbecue. Barbecues are fun. Now we've got some shadow here in our area there for our white. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the uh, morning mist blue and a little bit of the darker blue here, because I'm going to put that flag there as blue. So the shadow is going to have the reflection of that flag, because the flags are see-through in my brain. That's what my brain says anyway. Hi, Dee. So I'm just going to dull that down just a touch with the brilliant white and fill in the rest. Like I said, I have a tendency to press too hard on white, so. Well, Bobby, that's, I'm not going to tell you one way or another what you need to do, but you already bought them. And they are currently no longer available. So, I'm not going to enable you, but I already did, so. Actually, you enabled me. What am I talking about? It's all your fault in the first place. Yours and Terry Lynn's. It doesn't help that you say things like that when my husband's in stream and he goes, "Oh yeah, and by the way, yes, buy them." Absolutely. Give yourself some time to decide. I would hold on to them until you make that decision. You know, don't have her rushing off and whatnot. Like I said, they are currently unavailable, so. But they've gone unavailable in the past week, so a couple of times. So hopefully they'll be back. All right, and then we're going to do blue there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Dee Dee. Run that train, run that train. Yeah, for 20 cents a pencil, and like I said, I'm really surprised on how smooth they are. Now we've got a shadow here from this curtain. So let's make sure that that curtain shadow is there as well. Yeah, me too. Yep, I was enabled. Alright, now I'm going to take this lighter blue and I'm just going to blend this area here because I don't want that darker area to be any lighter. It's no buy in July for me, so I can't drive the train right now. Well, I can't jump the train anyway, but you know, I can drive the train, I guess. But I'm not buying anything this month. I have some things coming in that I bought last month, so that doesn't count. I haven't had the chance to try yet because the other two cases that I bought haven't come in. Um, they won't be in until Tuesday. So I need a place to put the pencils that I have in this big case in order to fit these into that case. And I could, you know, pull out all of my empty tins and put them all back in their tins, but I don't want to. All right, so we're going to go in with the red. And once again, this is Red Dahlia. Make sure that you put in the curvature for the curve in the, yeah, exactly, conductor. We're just gonna call you conductor. Nope, you can't buy them. It's no buy July. You should have thought of that last month when you were enabling me. I bought them the same day. I thought ahead. Oh, of course, Joyce. Well, Amazon keeps being mean to me too. I swear they know it's no buy July because they keep on showing me things like Loomies, a full set of 76 Loomies for like $30 off, $40 off. It's like, oh, why? Why are you doing this to me? But yes, I am most certainly making a list. No, she doesn't. She hides under it. You gotta remember, my dog's pretty big, so if she was to jump on the desk, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So once again, we're going in with the white. And if I follow the way that I have this, it's red, white. Yeah, I'm going to do it red, white, blue, red, white, blue. No, red, white, blue, red, white. Okay. So this one here is also going to be a blue over top, so we're going to do the underneath of the flag in the blues. Because we can't have blue on top of blue, red on top of red, that sort of thing. My stepmom's probably sitting there thinking I'm completely crazy. 520 pencils. What the hell? Alright, so we've got that knocked down. Now we've got blue, red, white. And then we do blue, 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 blue. enable and train, I'm telling you. I'm putting in the wrong blue there. I was wondering why that was so light. I got the wrong one in my hand. Yep, I'm just behaving myself though. I haven't bought anything yet. Alright. Okay, so how's that looking, everybody? Do you think they're laying down okay, or? Like I said, I'm just blending them with the pencils themselves. If you want me to use a blender on them, I can. But so far, they're doing really well just with the pencils themselves, so. No, we don't judge here. There is no judgment. All right. We were thinking it's 520 pencils for less than 20 cents a pencil, and yeah, they're not bad. I'm really liking them. I think they are blending very, very nicely together. They are, I sit there and I wonder, is 520 too much? Is that, too much all at once in one set? But with the way that they do the gradient list in their swatch, in their numbering, um, I don't think so. I think it gives you a really good selection on different grades of one color. So you don't have to sit there and go, okay, I want this color and this color, but I'm going to have to blend this color together with this color to get that gradient effect. And for the beginning colorist that doesn't know how to do the gradients and has problem with the gradients, it could be a really good thing. No, I'm not having to work at all with them. Like I'm barely touching them to the page. The only one that I'm having issues with, and it's my own issue, is the white, because I'm pressing too hard on it, so I'm getting little crumbles. But if this was on like tan paper or something where I could see the white, I would probably not have any issues at all. These came out on Amazon last Saturday. No, last Sunday. Saturday or Sunday, something like that. So a week ago, a little over a week ago. They have been out on the market for longer than that through AliExpress. I've been looking at them for a couple of weeks on AliExpress, but I wasn't going to pay $300 for them. That they do. I will show you what I mean. They follow the same system, like here with the YK16, R16, R45. They follow the same sort of system that, say, Copic markers and that sort of thing follow. So she already bought them. You're so cute. But so they follow that system as well as a color name system. on each pencil, I'm not sure if you can see it, next to the name, there's an actual stamp number, which is the pencil number. So if you are able to see those, you could definitely line them up from 1 to 520. I have found by going through the system that Bruno has created that other than the two whites at the front, thanks Joyce, other than the two whites at the front of his lineup, I'm looking at them and it looks to me like they're in number order. Yeah, I don't have a book budget anymore, Ains. I have a colored pencil budget. But, these were, a third of that instead. Like I said, they were less than 19 cents a pencil, so. Um, so as I was saying, is the swatch that Bruno puts out, from what I can see of the numbers on them that I can see, it looks like they're in numeric order. However, Corey from Colorfully Optimistic is doing a live stream tomorrow, which I have placed in the About section of the video yesterday. Join her tomorrow. She will be doing the numeric order live. So, and she will be doing the swatching and everything else live tomorrow. So make sure you stop in and say hello and, watch what she does as well. Because, having more than one opinion is always, always a good thing. So we're going to put in some red here. Exactly. And that's the worst thing is, if you want to return them, absolutely return them. They will be back sooner or later. Personally, I'm keeping them. That's horrible. So I'm doing blue down the outside here, and of course the same blues that I've used before. And because these are turned inwards, most of them are going to be that dark blue. No, she is a reading addict. She likes her reading books. I don't know if she colors. Do you color, Ainsley? I think she reads more than anything else. And then we're going to take our white. Yes, we have now created the group, Colored Pencils Anonymous. Welcome to the group. Are you still doing the stained glass thing, Ainsley? I know you were doing it before, but I can't remember if you stopped doing that. All right, and then we're going to take this really dark red and we're going to do the sash with it. Okay, so we've got white, red, and blue. So start with the white. Then we're going to take the red. And I'm just using one of the colors with these. And the middle color, so I'm not using the darkest of the colors, but I'm not using the lightest of the color either. Okay, so then we have red, white, blue. So this one here needs to be red as well. Yes, get some pencils out for a fix, quick. Red, white, blue, red, and then white. Okay, and then up here we have blue, white, and red. And we're going to take that dark red and do that banner. Like that. Oh goodness. I'm not even going to attempt to count mine. So, because a lot of them are PDF. So, yeah. I'm just putting in some yellow for the tops there. And then we're going to take, oh, let's grab a metallic. Ooh, I think I want a metallic. Let's try not to drop all the pencils on the floor. And what time is it? Oh, oh my goodness, are we already into it by an hour? I think we need to do a draw. So, let's do the flag, and then we will do a draw. So I'm going to do the flag Telemagenta, because I can. So let's give it a sharpen. Well, that's not a bad thing. These are so smooth. Oh, and I'm out of screen. Sorry, guys. Laid down all that metallic and you weren't even able to see it. But as you can probably not hear, there is no scratch to these metallics where I am used to them going scratch, scratch, scratch. Let's see, we'll put a little bit of this dark in here. All right. Hi, poet. So far, I think it's done pretty darn good with the laydown of color. They're very, very smooth. They're really easy to work with. I'm not having to use a blender stick on them at all. which is wonderful. I know I'm a bit jaded when it comes to Brutfuner stuff because I really enjoy the Brutfuner stuff, and I have pretty much since I started coloring. Okay. Yeah, they just blend together so nicely. And with the fact that it's a continual gradients in their lineup, really helps just pull out 5 colors right next to each other and you've got your gradients, which is great. All right, so let us do a draw. Let's see if I can get this to go over to the main. Let's see, can I do this so that you guys can actually see? Of course not. Does anybody know how to make the screen darken? No, that's turning up the phone. No, that's turning it off. Trying to figure out how to darken the screen. So, just so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Dark mode. Aha, there we go. There. Okay, so let's see if that helps. Of course not. All right, so I've got all the names in here that I have received in my email. And we have Della, Bobby, Penny, Lisa Schaefer, Lisa, I'm going to butcher your name, Lucy's, Tammy, Dawn, Valerie, Poet Spice, Sarah, Barb, Caroline, Sonia, Terry Lynn, and Angie. So we are going to hit the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful little thing here. And it says rerun. So I'm running. It's a running. It's a running. Come on, run. And the first winner, if you guys can see that, which you probably can't. Is there any way that I can do this where you can see? There we go. Haha, I figured it out. So the first winner is Tammy. So I will have to send Tammy the first book. So the first book for this local artist is going to Australia. How cool is that? That's awesome. And I know Tammy's not here because it's the middle of the night for her and she's probably sleeping. Pickwick said that she was going to lurk, so I don't know if she's typing or if she's able to type and that sort of thing. Oh dear, did I close that? Hold on. Please tell me I didn't close that. Crud. Poop. I closed it. So I did something silly, guys, and I closed my random thing where I had them all typed in. So I am going to have, I'm going to have to, do the next drawing a different way because I'm a dork. All right, so I'm going to switch you back over to the close-up because, yeah, I've embarrassed myself now. And we're going to move on to this one here, which we are going to color in with the old Brutfuners. Yeah, I don't know how. If I knew how to do that, I would have done that, but I don't know how. I don't work well with cell phones. I don't play nicely with them at all. They don't play nicely with me. Now, the old Brutfuners do not have any color names on them. They do have a color number on them, and that's it. So I'm just going to put in some yellow. And as you can see, this is pretty smooth as well. And when I compared these to the Brutfuner squares when I got them in, they felt very, very close. The greens did, and the old ones do have a bit more scratch. But otherwise they feel really close to the same. Then I'm going to add some orange. Yeah, if I knew how to do that, I would have done that. I don't know. Oh, I did forget one color, but that's fine. I've got a darker color there. So just putting in some orange around the yellow, that will transition it out into the red. And then we're going to use our red. Yeah, I'm just not good with cell phones. They're little tiny computers, and I understand bigger computers, but these little tiny ones, I can barely see the screen, and one wrong button and you've cleared your entire screen and you don't know where anything is that you were just looking at. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have Bob fiddle with it when he comes out of the shower, because he's going to have to input all of my names for me again. So, or I'll just write them down on a card and pull them out of a hat. So I'm going into that orange with the red, I'm going into that yellow with the red. And just transitioning it, bringing it out into an actual red area. I chose a lighter red color because I wanted that yellow and orange to stand out. I have a darker red as well that I will be adding. Now, other than having a smaller core, these ones they do feel just as smooth, but they are also a little bit harder. So when you bring them into a sharp point like I have, they have a tendency to leave a lot of pigment in one space if you don't move quickly enough. Like if you push on the pencil and don't lift up quickly enough, you're going to end up with a line there, is what I'm saying. It'll chew into the paper a little bit more, a little bit quicker than the other ones. Well, thank you so much for subscribing, Diane. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. All right. So far, so good with our little mushroom. Now we're going to add a little bit of a purpley red to it in our shadow areas. Like so. And there's the first half of our little mushroom. Yes, they do. The 520 has a 3.6 millimeter core, so it's about the exact same size as the square Brutfuners cores. The old ones have a 3 millimeter core, so they are smaller core-wise than the new ones. Alright, so we're going to take this yellow and do the under area here. I think I want a brown, so I'm going to grab a brown as well. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, coffee. That's a good idea. Coffee's up, everybody. Coffee. Coffee, the necessity of life. Well, in my house, anyway. If I don't have coffee, everybody dies. Alrighty. Just putting a bit of color on there, getting some light hitting that. And we're going to do the door, lovely green. And I need a darker, lovely green. Yeah, I've used the old Brutfuners so often and for so long, I can probably pick out color combinations without my swatch chart. With the new ones, I'm going to definitely need that swatch chart for a while. because there's a lot of pencils there. Yep, coffee. Coffee is necessity. Yes, I know, I got it from Dad. However, Dad drinks his coffee with cream and sugar. I do not. All right, Bobby, if you win the draw for the second book, I will let you know. Have a good day and a wonderful holiday. Yep. Yeah, I don't have that coffee kick in anymore. Oh, and I'm going to take the white and I'm going to use the white to blend just the same with the that I did with the other whites. So those I'm not needing to use a blending pencil on these as well. They are blending well with just themselves, which is great as well. So it tells me that the Brutfuner quality has not gone down with this new set. It seems to be holding par with the original. Yes, yes, the Guanghai are the original Brutfuners. That's what this set is the Guanghai have the... Oh, Yvonne, welcome to the membership. Thank you so much for joining the unicorns. I appreciate that. Everybody hit that hype for Yvonne. Type in exclamation point love. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. So the originals is the original Brutfuners that I have are from the Wanshui, and the South Sun. I had those as well, and they are the same as the ones that come in the Guanghai. Yeah, I absolutely love my Brutfuners. Okay, so we are at an hour and a half in, and I don't want... Oh, actually, Tammy comes after me, so we've got a bit of time before she comes on, so I'm not concerned about it for the moment. Um, at the 2 hour mark, I will do the final drawing, um, but we're going to try to finish this one up. What do you guys think? Should we finish it up or just finish up the mushroom and then move on to the house with the squares? Or do you think that we need any further comparison? Or should we just go all the way down here to the bottom where I have the books where we can use 2 of each set? What do you think? And then we can try to at least get a picture colored in Radu Fraze's book, which is what I intended on doing. And then my video took longer than I thought. What do you guys think? So far that's the new ones here, the old ones here, and down here I'm going to use these squares. Okay, so I'll finish up this mushroom. I've got the pinks for the curtains. And I gotta sharpen it because it's not sharp enough. The one thing I really like about... Yeah, okay. The one thing that I really like about the old Brutfuners is that you can definitely get a really fine tip on them that does not dissolve while you're coloring with them. I'm having that with the new ones as well, but it's a thicker core, so it's not getting that as fine of a tip as the old ones. So this set of 520s, the old ones as well as the squares, I think is going to make a huge set of pencils. But they are going to all combine and work well together, which is fantastic. Especially if you bought the older ones, or well, I can't say older ones. Mine are the older ones because my numbers don't match up to people's that bought them recently. Um, but they're the same pencil. They've changed the number system on them since I purchased mine, and that could be anything from the last week to 6 months ago, or 6 years ago, or 4 years ago, because I checked my purchasing record for these, and I bought these almost 4 years ago. So now we're just going to put in the blue for the window. And I need to sharpen this one too. Yeah, I like the thicker cores as well. I also like, there are some instances where I prefer the thinner core. And this is one of those instances when I'm working on really small objects that I need a really fine point for. I do find that I reach for the thinner core pencils, such as my Brutfuners, and some of the lesser name brands. I won't say lesser brands because they're not lesser brands. They're just an unknown name brand. A newer name brand, more of the cheaper stuff. Okay, and then we're going to work into the leaves here. Yeah, the squares are wonderful. And they're so pretty. Okay, so I've got that in there, and I'm going to take this lighter green. I'm just going to go back from the front down, and then we're going to take this blue and fill it in a little bit. Okay, and we need to not fling things across the room is what we need. I need some silver. So we used the metallic red on this one. So we're going to use the metallic silver on this one. This one is a little bit scratchier. I can hear it on the paper, where I couldn't hear that one on the paper. But it still lays down quite smoothly. It doesn't stutter or tear up the paper. It just feels a little bit drier. Yes, I know. I watched your video. And I must say that at least having a coupon code gave you the ability to try something you hadn't bought before, and you enjoy them. So yes, I made her buy them. Now she's going to buy the 520 set. Okay, so there's our square or round Brutfuners there. The new 520s up here. And then down here we're going to use the squares. So we're going to do the house, and we're going to start with this one, which is number 93. And we're just going to put down a light layer. All right. I just love the squares. They are so smooth. Like, I am barely touching the paper and I'm getting a really good amount of this light color down. Okay, and then we're going to take, I think it's this one that I was wanting to use. Yeah, I wasn't fond of the 172 Shuttle Arts. I like the 174. They're a nice thick core. It's a 4mm core. I don't know if the 172, I think it was the 176 actually, that was the smaller core that I didn't like. Whatever which one it was the one with the 3mm core. And I didn't like those ones. I had issues with every set they sent me. And not just little issues, really big issues. Alright, so I'm just putting in some shadows on the edges here, as well as next to the windows. And we'll extend from them with another color, and then we'll put our light color back in to blend. So now we're going to extend. Bring that color out a bit. In the OBOS, in the 200 set, they're actually not the same colors. They're actually a really good arrangement. I was really surprised with how little colors are even close to each other in that set. There's a few in there that are fairly close, but they're not the same color, absolutely. I really like the obos. I will say one thing is, if you buy the obos on AliExpress, do not buy the 200 slot bag. It does not hold them well at all. Yeah, I don't find that with the Obos. I found that the colors were really unique, like what's the word? Not unique, but a good arrangement to work from. But, I have so many different sets that I really don't need any of them. I just enjoy having sets of pencils. I enjoy looking at the colors and coloring with different ones. So every set feels different to me. Some a good different, some a bad different. And the bad difference, go back to Amazon. It's just like this 520 set. There are a lot that are really close in color, but it's just the different hue or a different shade or a different level of pigmentation that has been put into it that makes it different. And of course, the squares are absolutely gorgeous. And they're just laying down color like a boss. Just absolutely fantastic. And we'll take the darker yellow. Now, actually, let's take a bit of the orange, and then we'll take the darker yellow. Exactly. Pencils and paper are extremely subjective. It depends upon what paper you use. It depends upon what pencils you use. It depends upon whether you like oil or wax. It depends upon whether you like pastel-y, whether you like, it's so personal. It is definitely one of those things that you have to look within yourself and see what you enjoy and what brings you joy. You know, um, I don't buy a lot of wax-based pencils because I just don't, they don't bring me joy. So there's a few that I have bought that actually I have really enjoyed and I love the look of, I love the feel of. Some not so much, but I'm slowly learning how to use them. And that's the big thing is each and every one of these mediums all take a learning curve. If you're not willing to learn that curve, you're not going to have as much fun with your products. So it's just one of those things where you just got to spend some time and watch some YouTubers and ask some questions. And play. You got to remember to play. Everybody's got to remember to play. Because the more you play, the more you learn. Alright, I'm going to grab some pink for the curtains. Yeah, yeah, I found one of the best ones that I have found that works in the Amazon Crate Space paper, believe it or not, are Prismas. They work the best for me in that. I don't know why. They just do. Alright, so I'm just going to grab some blue for the windows. I think it's because you may find that you're not needing as many layers with the Prismas as you do with, say, the Faber-Castells or that sort of thing. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Very good point, Della. Absolutely. They do for me too. I have to use the brush a lot more with my Prismas. And I think it's just because I want color out of them now. So I have a tendency to press fairly hard on them, which is never a good thing, but yeah. And we're going to do the door in a nice green. It's a very colorful house. I'm trying to get as many of the colors on the house as I can. And then we're going to take this one. And I got to sharpen it. I love this little sharpener Bobby sent me. Hi, Raven. Hi, Christy. Sorry I missed you. I didn't see you come in. I'm looking down too much. So I'm just adding that darker green in for those shadowy areas. And how are you feeling, Raven? And put in that lighter green. Yeah, you snuck in. Sneaky. Then we're going to use some reddish browns, almost purple kind of brown. Absolutely. Lurk away, lurk away. So I've got a ruby kind of purple here, almost a ruby red brown color. And I just noticed this is a church. Oops. I'm just going to say this is a weather vane. I'm just going to say it's part of the ornamentation. I don't know if it's an actual church type thing because it's not really a cross. But I just noticed this ornamentation up here. I think it's just a house. We're just going to say it's just a house. um, yeah, I think so too. They're not available in the US. I looked. Yes, good idea. Thank you, Christy. Yes, it's a mission. Oopsie. All right, so I'm going to take this terracotta red color here and we're going to do the roof tiles with it. And this is our light color, and once again I'm just very lightly laying the color down, not trying to make it all pretty and everything anytime soon. We're just laying that color down so I can add the other colors on top of it. And we'll go over it and blend it with that lighter color again after. Sorry guys, concentrating on small things. Yeah, they are blending beautifully. All of them are blending beautifully together. Um, they don't seem to take any necessity for a blending stick. And that's what I really enjoyed when I first bought them. I didn't know what a blending stick was. I didn't know what a blending pencil was when I first started coloring. So when I first bought my first set of colored pencils beyond the Crayolas and the watercolors that I started with, the my favorite set at that time that I bought was the Brutfuners and then the Sharpurafarben. And I was amazed on how smooth everything looked while I was coloring. Where with the um, Crayolas and of course with the watercolors, it did not, because I didn't know that you had to blend anything. I didn't know that you could smooth it all out. The things we learn as we go, it's just amazing. But the reason why I really enjoyed them is because it showed, like, it looked so nice and smooth. Everything was, always blended together quite nicely because of the pencils, not because of me. And I always found that amazing. Okay, so I've got that all blended together. I'm just going to take a little bit of the yellow, and I'm just going to do a couple of areas on the top of this roof to give it that look like the sun's hitting it, like so. Alright, so we've got the, oh, and I need to go over this part again with that light color because I didn't do it twice. Another thing I really enjoy about the Brutfuners is you can layer. You can put color upon color upon color with them. No matter, so far with all three of these, I'm finding that I'm able to do that. So to me, that's fantastic. So now let's take a look and see if they will play together. And we're going to actually take one or two pencils from each color on, like I'll take a yellow from the rounds, the new ones, a yellow from the squares, and a yellow from the old round ones. So I've got a really light, a medium, and a dark. Actually, I'm going to take the orange from the squares for highlights and whatnot. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes cheaper pencils can have that issue, especially if you press hard on them. So I'm going to actually switch on over to the other camera here so you can see all three of them in a row. This is the new ones, the 520 set. And I'm just going to scoot you down just a touch here, just so you can see a little bit better. So this is our 520 set. This is the old 168 set. And this is the Brutfuner Squares 120s. I can't see a huge difference. Can you guys? They all laid down absolutely beautifully. They covered just fantastic. Um, I didn't see any necessity in any of them to use a blending pencil. Yeah, and I do. I have so many different cheap sets because I really actually what how it started out for me with cheap sets was trying to figure out the best set to use on coloring books because different coloring books take different papers. So, love you too. Give Dad a hug and a kiss for me, and enjoy your supper. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, ouchie. Joyce, that's horrible. Oh, she just looks like that. I'm glad she just looks like that. And yeah. Yeah, I think that these two here are very, very close, like almost identical. These ones here, which are a much older pencil, and a thinner pencil, does have a little bit less pigmentation, I think, but not a whole lot. I don't, like I said, I didn't have to blend any of them with a blending pencil, so. Do apologize. I got a bit of a tickle in my throat. I think I need more coffee. And I think just playing with the few that I've been playing with here, the red, white, and blue, and the yellow on the 520 set, I can almost positively in my own mind say they are exactly the same as the Brutfuner squares, just in a round barrel, and so many more of them. Yeah, I love my dog. I love cats too, but cats don't like my husband's nose. His allergies don't like cats. Joyce, if I do pull your name out of the drawing, I will send you an email and let you know. Absolutely not a problem. And I bought them. I need to know myself whether or not I can combine all of these together. Because if I can combine all three of these sets together and use them in unison, um, then I have not only do I have a 520 set, I have with just the squares in them, I have a 640 set. And then you add the 178 and so I've got enough different pencils and different levels of pencil in the same brand that I can layer upon each other. And that's what we're going to do in this one here. We're going to use all three of them together in unison and start. Bye. If she starts bawing at you, then you need to maybe get her trimmed. But what we're going to do now is we're going to use all three different pencils, different rounds, different squares, all together in one area. So I'm going to actually use them together and see if they blend together. If you can, notice a difference in the coloration, notice a difference in the blend, anything like that between the two. I'm just putting in the orange here, which is my darkest color for the shadowing areas, separation areas. And of course I'll come back through and add where I need to add. Okay, so we've got our orange down. Now we're going to take our new Brutfuner. So that was a square. This one is maize, which is corn in the new. We're going to see if we can get that orange to blend into it, or if it lays just right on top. All right. Okay. And as you can see, it does take and blend that orange in. I'm just going to take a little bit of the orange. Well, I'm going to take this lighter yellow first. This is the original Brutfuner from the Wan Shui. And this is the lighter color. And just blending everything together with that. Now I'm just going to take the orange color again, and just going to darken up some edges here. And try to extend out any hard edges that I've put in. Okay. Then we're going to take that medium orange, the corn from the new ones, and just blend that extra little bit of orange in. All right. Yeah. All right. So we've got our combination here. I'm just going to take this light and just make sure I've covered all of the spaces, blending everything together with the light color. And that's with the old pencil. So I think that all three of them definitely blend together quite nicely. They all have their attributes. What do you guys think? Got an edge there that's driving me crazy. My goodness, that's not good. I don't know why it would cost so much to autopsy a dog. Hi, Dean. Welcome. Well, I will show you how I'm going to store them, I think. I have purchased 2 bags, which will hold each 260 set together. But I also have, I'm going to move things around here a little bit. And I'm going to switch you on over to the main camera. So I have this bag that currently has my full set of 168 Brutfuners, my full set of 120 squares, as well as my full set of 144 Black Widows. So I'm going to be taking everything out of this bag, and I will be going through and moving everything out of this bag into the 2 bags that I've purchased, and I'm going to put all of them into this bag. So I'll put the 520 set in this bag and these two brands into their own 220 or 260 bag, if they'll fit in this bag. If not, I have two 260 bags that I'll be using for them. All right, so let's take a look, and we'll zoom back in for a little bit here, and then we'll do the final draw. Well, I'll get my husband to fix the final draw. So what do you guys think of the blend? Here, I'll put it back on close up so you guys can see a little bit better. So that's the blend of all 3 colors all put together, all 3 pencils, old, new, and square, put together in one picture. And I think they blend together really nicely. So I think they can all be used together as one, which is great. Absolutely not a problem at all, Christy. So I'm going to take a little bit of this one, I think. No, a little bit of this. I'm going to take a gray color and put in the book part. And take a little bit of this brown. There we go. Now it looks like a book. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, coloring wise, I do believe that the square pencil, this pencil here, let's see if I can get it to roll properly. There we go. The square Brutfuner and the round Brutfuner with the exact same writing on them, I believe they are the exact same pencil. I think they are manufactured in the exact same place and with the exact same cores. I'm quite sure if I went through and I color compared the square Brutfuners to the colors within the round Brutfuners, I will find all the square Brutfuners. However, the square Brutfuners are pretty and I love them. The Sharpier Farben work really well in Joanna Basford. They work really well in what was some of them earlier? Molly Harrison. They work pretty good in that too. Absolutely not a problem at all, Dee. So the square and the round, the new ones that I just got in, and the square Brutfuners, which are just absolutely gorgeous, are pretty much the same quality, same pencil. The round Brutfuners that I've had since I started coloring are the same brand, same manufacturer, same same thing, same company. But these are a thinner core pencil. I find that they are a couple of millimeters smaller than the Brutfuner rounds that I just got in the 520s. So these ones, let's see if I can show you on the screen here the difference in the size. So I don't know if you can see the difference in size there. So I've got a couple of millimeters difference in the depth. Yes, Nightbot is one of my moderators, and you will see messages from him. Everybody gets them. Okay, so I'm going to put these over here, and I'm going to have to put you guys on a bit of an intermission while I go through and fix my my giveaway because I messed it up. No, it's mine. Yeah, it's one of my moderator tools. So yeah, yeah. The donation through my PayPal can be done through PayPal. Basically, it goes to help finance the channel. Before I started, before I was monetized, it was the only way that anybody could help support the channel was through the Nightbot through PayPal. So I'm going to put you all on a bit of a intermission so that I can fix my tools because I messed them up and turned them off. So I got to input everybody's name back into the tool and get Bob to turn down the backlight on my phone so you guys can see it. So I will be back in a few moments. Like I said, I will of course put on the intermission. You guys can still chat to each other, and you will see things that I've colored in the past year. I will be right back. Alrighty. I think I got it figured. Can you guys see it now? Okay. So I've got everybody's name in here. And it will pick a random name when I hit start. Yes, hooray to hubbies. Okay, so we're going to hit start. And Angie is another one of my members from Australia. So both books seem to be going to Australia. So congratulations, Angie, as well. And thank you all very much for joining my treasure hunt. I hope you had some fun with it and actually enjoyed being being challenged a little bit when it came to having a prize. So yeah, I will contact both of them via email because I know they're not here, and let them know that they have won. I hope that the video has been helpful in understanding the differences between the 3 different sets of pencils, or the similarities, because to me they're very similar. They all seem to have the same attributes. They are very blendable together, and I think they have just done so nicely with all of it. What are your thoughts? What do you guys have any questions, any concerns, anything like that that I can do my best to answer while we're here in live chat? I don't know if I told y'all how I made sure that I know what trays are what until I put them into their holders. I have numbered each tray, so I know that some of those came out of this tray, and I've numbered the trays on the bottom as well as the tray numbers on my swatch as well, so I can line them up and be able to put everything back to where it belongs. Absolutely, Della. Thank you so much for hanging out and that sort of thing. I appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, no problem at all, Joyce. Absolutely. I just wanted to make sure that it was as informative as I could possibly be for you, so that you do understand what the differences are, if there are any differences, and whether or not it's a quality pencil. And I feel that they're a fairly nice quality pencil. Other than the small idiosyncrasies that are in it, like as I said, they are slightly warped in some areas. Yeah, you might want to check the link. The link is up at the top of the channel, up on the top of the chat. Oh, the 180 black barrel ones. If it's the 180 black barrel ones, I'd say send them back, Della. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. They say that they are Brutfuner pencil, and I don't believe they are. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so the sharpeners that I use, I have 2 different sharpeners that I used during the stream. So if they are the black barrel set, yeah, I would definitely send them back. So this one here is a $3.99 sharpener on Amazon, and Bobby, who has already left for the day, sent me this little tiny sharpener, and it's the coolest thing ever. Let's find one of my squares. It's a little dull. Okay, so this is one of my square Brutfuners. It's just a little bit dull, so it won't take long. And you shove it in here, all the way in, and you turn the handle to sharpen it, and then watch this. Watch this. and turn it the other way and it spits it out. So this one does work really nicely with the squares. And like I said, it's $3.99 on Amazon. This one here also works very nicely with the squares. It's the Deli. Um, and it looks like an awesome little camera, which I just absolutely love. And this one is more controlled, where it's one or two turns and it's done. You pop it out, just like you do with the Deli. The Deli colored, the Deli, or the doll, sorry, 133 is another one I use. And like I said, it just sharpens everything. The one thing I don't like about the doll 133 is the expense. They went up so much in price in the past year that it's horrifying. But yes, I use the doll 133, the Deli crankshaft, as well as this cute little guy. Here, let's see if I can find him on Amazon, because he is just so cute. I have him on my wish list because it keeps fluctuating. It's currently $3.73 for this sharpener. And here, I'll pop it in. Where's my chat? There you go. And that's for the sharpener. Yeah, exactly. So this this one here, it works the same way as the doll. It's a little, and it loosens and that sort of thing. You can change the thicknesses as well. It's just a mini doll 133. It's awesome. I personally wouldn't sharpen a pastel in the doll. Um, I would use a Derwent pastel sharpener. Yeah, absolutely. Give them a try, Della, and if you don't like them, most definitely you can either donate them or whatnot. I personally find that they are the exact same thing as the 174 shuttle arts, and I like the 174 shuttle arts. I found that the Brutfuners with the black barrel were scratchy, and they cut into the paper a bit, and they were so crumbly. I don't know what paper to use for the Brutfuner black barrels because I don't own them. I sent mine back. For the shuttle arts, I use them on everything. Yeah, I haven't tried the pastel pencils in it either. I'm scared too because they're expensive and brittle. I bought a specific pencil sharpener for the pastels with the Derwent sharpener. Yeah, I wouldn't use a knife. Absolutely not. Nope. With the way my hands shake, I'd end up cutting myself. I'll show you what I use on mine. Oh, if I can get past everything to them. Okay, so I have the Derwent pastels as well as the Color pastels, and of course I have my cheapo ones that I bought at Hobby Lobby. And Derwent sells specifically made for their pastel pencils a pastel sharpener. Now it's a chunkier sharpener, so I'm not having the difficulty that I would if I was to use something like this, where if I twist the wrong way, it's not going to snap the pencil. It's thicker in the bottom of the core here, so the pencil lead doesn't get squished. No, the 520s are perfectly fine to go through the dull or any of the sharpeners I've suggested. Yeah, this little one is just so cute. And for $3.79, no brainer. And it works just as good as the doll. Actually, a little bit better than the doll on some things as far as I'm concerned. I got a little bit irritated with the doll and their price hiking, sudden price hiking, when the pandemic hit. Yeah, I would not use the doll 133 on the pastels. Absolutely not. I find that they're just too soft. Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is my personal opinion of the black Brutfuner barrels, closet entrepreneur. Um, my thoughts on them. Um, just before the black barrel Brutfuners came out, Shuttle Art sent out to their community. I am on their email newsletter list, sent out to the community that they were going to be coming out with a 180 colored pencil set in the 4mm core. Shortly after they came out with that email, they didn't come out with the 180 set in the black barrel. Yeah, I posted it. Here, let me pin it. There, I've replaced the pin message with it. So instead of going to the Brutfuners, it now goes to that. So what my opinion is that there was a quality control issue with the Black Shuttle Arts. Black Shuttle Art, the Shuttle Art Company went in and found issues with the quality of those pencils and said, we're not buying them. They're not to our quality requirements. And the manufacturer ended up with an entire whack of these pencils that the company that they were made for no longer wanted. So instead of scrapping them and losing money on them, they sold them to whoever they could possibly sell them to at dirt cheap. So that's my opinion on it, is that they were sold to everybody and anybody that they could put their name on as cheaply as possible. I don't know why Brutfuner bought into that, but they did. And I don't know why. Their quality is absolutely nothing. There is no quality control in them. They're bent, they crack, they shatter, they just don't feel right at all. And that's what my opinion of it is that the Black Shuttle Art pencils, the 4mm core Shuttle Art pencils, is what the black Brutfuners are. But the quality control at Shuttle Art said, yeah, no, we're not buying these. So I think that a lot of the different color pencils that came out with the same 180 set all bought them at the same time, all bought them from the same manufacturer as a whitelist product and slapped their names on them. And I think that's all it was, is they had a whole bunch of them that the Shuttle Art Company would not accept. Their quality control in Shuttle Art said, no, we're not buying them. And they had to get rid of them. They had to sell them. The company still has to make money. So they found as many people as they could sell them to as they could. Yeah, I found that the 174 was much better quality than the 176. So I don't know. It's a huge thing with different different colored pencil companies and different manufacturers, or lack of different manufacturers, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's really interesting, Adela. So yeah, like I said, it's a conundrum either which way. I personally don't believe that the black-barreled Brutfuners are an actual Brutfuner brand combination. I think that the manufacturer thought of every um, colored pencil name they could possibly think of and stamped them and sold them as such. But personally, with the Brutfuners coming out with this new set that is exactly the same as this 120 square set, gives me a lot more confidence in the fact that these are made by the same company. Yeah, so did I. It is exactly what it is, Christy. Luck of the batch. That's right. All right, guys, I would like to say thank you very much for watching. Tammy will be live in an hour and a half, so I hope that you will join her. I will be sending her a message, as well as Angie, and congratulating them on their win of these wonderful coloring books. I will, of course, be giving away other things at some point soon, and I hope that you will all join me. I will try to liven things up. I do try not to just do random number draws unless it's something small. The big things, I'm more likely to send you looking around for things, so I hope you enjoyed that. Exactly. All right, guys, thank you all very much for watching. And of course, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. For all of us U.S. individuals, have a wonderful holiday. Until next time, remember, relax, color, stay safe. Hit the like button, leave me a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe. All right, guys, bye bye for now.